We just secured almost $1 million in funding with just an idea. We haven't really built the main product yet. It all happened in a month, and that too in a market where investors are so cautious that they're not even investing in companies with real product traction. Now, how did we pull this off? Well, there might be a bit of luck there, but there's also a secret formula. I'm Najm Zaman. You can also call me Naz, and I'm the founder of Air Circle, and I'm going to tell you exactly how all of this unfolded. It all started in March. When I met this guy, we both had a personal problem. We were just going to networking events and we would forget the names of people. We would forget where they were working, their dog's name, a lot of important details as well. We could solve this problem. So we thought, let's build an app. When you're walking back from the networking event after a lot of people, you could just talk to the app and it would transcribe the notes to the right person, and then you can search on those notes and then you remember the context on those people. So it should be very simple, and AI can help us do a little bit of the transcription and everything. We wanted to try out the idea, so we just built a V0 prototype. There was no login, there was nothing online, no database. It was just like a local LLM on a phone, and we just wanted to try it out, give it out to a few friends. They actually kind of liked it and they said, we actually have this problem, so we thought we're onto something. So we thought, yeah, we'll just keep building this thing on the side. And so June comes around, BuildSpace does another cohort, and we say, why don't we just go into it, build this app out, and we get some momentum. We also get probably some virality, get a few people to use the app. And so we did that. We built the proper MVP and we shipped it. We got a few people liking the app, and we thought, why don't we get more people to like the app? We shared it with our network, WhatsApp groups, started posting on LinkedIn, Twitter, X now, and we actually built a WhatsApp beta group of users. It was amazing. All of this happened in kind of like 2 to 3 weeks. One thing that we had also learned in BuildSpace was that you should always keep launching. And launching just doesn't mean building a feature and shipping it, but launching also means keep telling people about what you're doing. It could be just something that you have been thinking about, something that you want to do about the product, some problem that you think you could solve and you have an idea about it. Like, just keep talking about what you're doing. Just let people know you're creating. And so we kept doing that. We even shared a demo before the whole product was built. Every time we would launch on LinkedIn, we would get some inbound interest, maybe from investors, maybe from people who just wanted to try out the app. And that's how we got our lead investor. They saw my update on LinkedIn and they reached out. We signed a term sheet with them after 2 meetings, and then we still kept launching. And then we got a second investor interested. They also reached out to us, and that's how we signed our second term sheet. Now we're almost close to $1 million in funding. But how did all of this happen? It's not like we had some magic charm that we put on the investors to be able to invest in us, especially in a market which is so brutal. How did we do this? And when I talked about the secret formula at the start of this video, I really mean it. I have worked with investors before. So I was the first hire at a company where we were helping incubators and entrepreneurs inside those incubators just become more investable. This was something I was building with a few Silicon Valley investors, and I got to learn a few things. And one thing that I learned about early stage investing, especially pre-seed and seed, is that investors look for 3 things specifically, but I'm going to add my special one. So there are actually 4 things that you really need to care about. Number 1 and 2 actually, because they both go hand in hand, are problem and market. What I mean by problem and market is that investors really want to play in markets which are large. You could build a small business in a very small niche, and you could keep doing that as a completely bootstrapped business and you'll make money out of it, but that's not going to be a VC funded business. You got to have a market that's worth billions and trillions so that they can make 10x, 12x on top of that. That's how investors make money. But what is the problem there? You got to have an understanding of a problem, or you should have identified a problem that is large enough to capture enough value out of that market. Because a market can be large, but you might have identified a problem that solves like a tiny bit of it and doesn't really capture a lot of value. So it's still not worth it. So that's where the problem and market go hand in hand. The problem does have a caveat though. And the caveat is that even if you have an understanding of the problem actually might change when you start building. That's not a bad thing at all, because the problem changes because you have a better understanding of the market. and what the market needs. So you might have thought of something as a problem that might not have been the root cause. The root cause might be something else, and you just keep hunting and hunting, and you keep refining the problem. So you've got 1 and 2 out. We got market and problem out. What's the third thing that investors look for at early stage? And that's really the team. And that is really what they're betting on, because they would have seen tons of other people talking about the same problem in the same market. It's not going to be something completely new, because investors see a lot of deals day in and day out. But is this the right team with the relevant experience to solve this problem and to be able to solve this problem in this market? Do they have the selling chops? Do they have the GTM chops? Do they understand how product should be built in this space? All of this really matters. And there are other things that also matter about the team, like, do these people have experience? Have they built a company before? And do they understand tech? Do they have a business co-founder? Have these co-founders actually been friends in the past? All of these things matter when investors look for a team. But one of the most important ones there is the problem founder fit. Is this founder the right fit to solve this problem? These are really the 3 things that investors look for: the problem market and the team, for making that investment decision. So that's why investment decisions are actually pretty fast at early stage. It could be around a weekend. And actually, for a second investor, it literally took them a weekend. They reached out to us on Thursday, and we were talking to them. We set up a meeting on Friday, and then the whole weekend we had been talking to them for hours. And then Monday they decided, we signed a term sheet, and it was done. However, there is a 4th thing that I would add to this, which was very, very important for me to raise investment right now, which was people. I wouldn't even say people, but believers. And what I mean by that is that you would need a lot of people who you need to understand things that you don't understand and to get help. I found founders that I didn't even know before who were so keen to help me out. And founders are an amazing breed, because founders want other founders to succeed. Unlike corporate life, where you're pulling each other back because you're competing and everyone wants a promotion, it's very weird. But founders, even if they're competing, they really want to help each other out. They feel like you're all part of the same tribe. And so I found founders who selflessly were ready to help me out, even if they were busy. They were reviewing my pitch decks, giving me feedback, getting on a call with me to talk about things. It was amazing. And not just founders, but, like, for example, I have a founder friend who's also a VC, and he's building his own fund, and was ready to advise me at morning, in the afternoon, at night, was always there. And even customers, the users who really like the app, there would be 1 or 2 users who would always want to talk to you about the app and about the problems they have, and they would share a lot of feedback, and keep listening to them, because they're really enthusiastic about your app, and that's why they want to keep talking to you, even if they feel like they're annoying you. But why am I making this video? Because we, as a VC funded startup, want to show you behind the scenes of what happens in a VC funded company. How does a startup get built? How does the everyday craziness happen? How does the everyday monotony happen? There are so many things and black boxes, and we watch shows like the Silicon Valley, which is just a comedy on things that happen in the Silicon Valley, because we want to know what happens behind the scenes of a startup. And there is not a lot of content that gives you that, not just because of entertainment, but also we want to make sure founders who want to build new startups are not scared about starting up. They know how to build a company. They know what are the challenges. They know what are the things to get excited about, the technicalities of things, legal compliance. What do you do about that? How do you actually build a product in the early stages? How do you actually sell in the early stages? And we are actually figuring it out ourselves, but we thought, why not share all the ups and downs in our journeys? Why not share our successes, but also our failures? And you learn from all of that. You just don't repeat our failures. And so this is our humble, honest attempt to be able to do that. And this is the first video for that series. And if God wills, I'll keep posting more and more content about what is happening at AirCircle. And keep following, subscribe, like, comment if you like the video, so that we can tell you more about what's happening. Thank you so much for listening. Have a good night, have a good day, or have a good morning. Bye bye.